Hello and welcome to the Pink Grape. My name is Anthony Metzger. I'm a winemaker and certified sommelier. Here at the Pink Grape, I interview winemakers from all over the planet. I conduct my interviews via Skype and record them live to bring you face-to-face with winemakers from all over the world. So without further ado, please enjoy the show and be sure to subscribe. Kelly, welcome to the show, the Pink Grape. Thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. And you're a winemaker in Australia, and you're actually live in Australia right now. You've made wine in India. What was that like?
Right.
What was that like? You know, I'm a winemaker, traveling winemaker myself, and I don't even think I've ever met. I've done an interview with a winemaker from India, but I've never really ran into foreigners that have made wine in India. So what was that like?
Look, that was an amazing experience. I'd just come straight off the back of working in China. I was home 5 days and then on a plane back to India, and it was all a bit of a whirlwind. So
wow.
It was somewhere I'd always wanted to go, and when the opportunity came up, I jumped at it, and it really was, you know, it's a bit cliche, but it was a life-changing experience. It was just phenomenal.
Really?
It was wonderful. It was amazing. It was frustrating. It was isolating. It was all those things. And
sure.
I mean, I was incredibly blessed to work for a business who were extremely passionate and dedicated to making, you know, the best wines in India. So they had the funds to do so, and, you know, spent wisely with them, not
sure.
loosely. And it was, and they're turning out some of the best wines in India. They've just won some awards and for the wines that my predecessor made, and we've been kicking some goals overseas with the vintages that I helped make as well. And yeah, so it was wonderful. It was a region that it's not near Nasik, which is sort of the established wine region, or Bangalore. There's a few wine areas down there. It's right in the middle of nowhere in Karnataka. So, and it was 8 kilometres from the local village, and that's not like our local village, so you can pop down and have a cappuccino.
Yeah.
And, you know,
it's a village.
a cream barn. It was a really remote area.
Wow.
And you know, being the only, you know, white person there in that area, or foreigner, it was a wonderful experience. The people were amazing.
Nice.
You know, all the things that you needed to make great wine were there, and the passion and the dedication of the owners and the staff as well.
What was the wine like there? Like, I don't even know where to begin. What would India wine like that taste like?
Well, we were a little bit further, or a little bit elevated. I think we're about 600 metres, and further south. And what was most interesting about that vineyard was that in India that they don't shut down over winter, so we don't get the time to do what you've got to do and let them rest and sleep. So
sure.
You would have 2 vintages, but we pruned so they didn't, because the second vintage, well, A, it puts stress on the vines and less quality, but B, it would be right in the middle of monsoon.
Oh, sure.
I don't know if you know anything about monsoon, but that's not an ideal time to be growing and picking grapes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so look, the wines, it was all classical varieties. The key variety that I worked with was Cabernet, my favourite red. So that was, you know, was a treat. We had a little bit of Shiraz, some Sangiovese, Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay were the key varieties in that vineyard. Okay. And, you know, the quality's absolutely there. The Cabernet, we just won I'm not really working for them anymore, I should say they.
You'll always be part of the team over there, I'm sure.
Yeah. They won a gold and a big competition in Paris. So, you know, not just to be great wines in India, but to be getting golds up against Cabernets from around the world's, you know, an outstanding effort. So it's showing, you know, dedication to the variety, but bringing in that Indian terroir, for want of a better term.
Right, yeah. And what was the Cabernets like that you're talking about in India? What were those like compared to like a Cabernet from Australia, from your hometown? Like, what's the differences?
Well, it's all down, obviously, down to the vineyard and the climate and so forth that starts with. So there was some really lovely, unique characters to that particular wine, but it was still very varietal.
Oh, really? Okay.
And you know, being, I guess, a new world winemaker, I strive probably a little bit more in the realm of fruit-driven wines, but with that texture and body as well that you want to back it up with. And that's what we were achieving.
Nice.
And they're getting noticed, so that's great. Yeah.
Nice.
I did try quite a lot of other wines from the other regions and so forth, and again, you're seeing the variety, but you're seeing a sort of an Indianness to them.
Oh, really?
You can pick a wine from Nashik quite distinctly.
Okay, interesting. And the thing with India is like the culture there, from what I understand, it's not really alcohol friendly, or it's not. You look back at their history, alcohol's not so much involved like Europe is. You know, it's what is that like, making wine in a country that's really a stranger to wine?
Yeah, that in itself. When I was socialising in the cities and with the owners and so forth, there are a lot of people that are of a group of people that are very wine savvy and interested, and they drink international wines and so forth. But where I was in very remote areas, alcohol is not consumed, and well, it is, but it's frowned upon in many aspects. And an example is that the excise people would come and they would be going, well, how much is the alcohol? Because they would be expecting it to be made like a spirit, and you knew. Oh. And it was a whole education process to show them that it was all down to the season and the grape and how much sugar was in the grape and how it all went. So we made, in that period of time and prior to me, and I no doubt after me, educating those people, inviting them there, seeing the process, and showing them that it's a natural process.
Sure.
And that wines, and we're not making wine to be consumed by people just for alcohol. We're making it to be consumed for enjoyment and pleasure and a social aspect as well.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of The Pink Grape. Make sure you check in next week, as I'll be releasing a new interview with a winemaker. If you have any questions that you would like me to ask a winemaker during any of my interviews, just reach out to me through my social media accounts, which you can find on my website, thepinkgrape.com. Make sure you check out my website this week, as I'll be releasing some really fun, interesting wine stories. Thank you, and please be sure to subscribe.